Number 8. Trust your gut. It's always right. Your gut has its moments, like when it tells you not to eat gas station sushi, or when something feels off walking down a dark alley. But when it comes to complex decisions, relationships, careers, finances, your gut is often just an emotional shortcut based on past experiences and unconscious bias. Neuroscientists call this heuristic processing. It's quick, automatic, and sometimes helpful, but it can also be wildly wrong. Your gut might steer you away from risk that could lead to growth. It might cling to familiarity that's secretly toxic. It might interpret nerves as danger, or worse, comfort as safety. And let's be honest, how many bad decisions have you made because something just felt right? Yeah, exactly. So don't ignore your instincts, but interrogate them. Ask, where is this feeling coming from? Is it wisdom or just old programming? Because intuition can guide you, but logic, learning, and perspective should steer the wheel. Number 7. The 10,000-hour rule guarantees success. Let's clear this up. Practicing something for 10,000 hours doesn't guarantee you'll be world-class. It might just make you really good at doing it wrong. This rule exploded after a misinterpretation of research by psychologist Anders Ericsson. Malcolm Gladwell popularized it, but the internet took it and ran like it was gospel. The actual science? It's not about the number of hours, it's about the quality of those hours. It's about deliberate practice, targeted, structured, often frustrating work that pushes your limits and constantly corrects your errors. In other words, just repeating the same thing over and over isn't mastery. It's muscle memory with bad form. You could spend 10,000 hours swinging a golf club incorrectly and still suck at golf. You'd just suck more confidently. So forget the stopwatch, focus on feedback, challenge, and real improvement. Because it's not about time, it's about how you use it. Number 6. You can sleep when you're dead. This one's the anthem of hustlers, grinders, and that one manager who sends 2 a.m. emails like a badge of honor. Sleep? That's for the weak, right? Nope, it's for the functional. Cutting sleep to be more productive is like skipping oil changes to save time. It works until your engine explodes. Sleep is not wasted time. It's when your brain does maintenance. It cleans out toxins, strengthens memories, regulates emotions, and resets your cognitive functions. Sleep-deprived brains are slower, foggier, more impulsive, and wait for it, less productive. Your attention span shrinks. Your mood tanks. Your immune system weakens. Your risk of chronic illness skyrockets. So if you're pulling all-nighters to get ahead, you're really just borrowing energy from tomorrow and paying it back with interest. Smart people don't skip sleep. They protect it like their lives depend on it. Because guess what? They kind of do. Number 5. Just think positive and everything will work out. Ah yes, the hallmark of every Pinterest quote, self-help seminar, and overly enthusiastic friend who read one book on manifestation. Just think positive, like it's some sort of magical spell that bends the universe to your will. But here's the brutal reality. Blind positivity doesn't solve real problems. It avoids them. It tells your brain, hey, don't worry about the house being on fire. Just focus on how warm and cozy it feels. Psychologists call this toxic positivity, the pressure to always look on the bright side, even when things are objectively falling apart. And ironically, it can leave people feeling even worse. Why? Because it creates a sense of guilt for experiencing normal human emotions like fear, anger, or sadness. It teaches you to repress discomfort instead of facing it, processing it, and learning from it. True mental strength doesn't come from pretending everything is great. It comes from being honest about what's not great and choosing to keep going anyway. That's resilience. That's growth. So yeah, positive thinking has a place. But it's not a substitute for action, awareness, or accountability. If positive thinking is the Band-Aid, honest thinking is the scalpel. One hides the wound, the other heals it. Number 4. Multitasking makes you smarter. Fun fact, your brain is terrible at multitasking. Like trying to juggle flaming chainsaws while solving algebra, levels of terrible. Yet somehow we've been sold this myth that doing 5 things at once makes you more productive, efficient, and, bonus points, an unstoppable high-functioning machine. But according to cognitive science, what you're actually doing is task switching. Your brain rapidly flips between tasks, like a distracted squirrel on 6 espressos. Every switch burns a little mental energy, increases errors, and slows you down. And the kicker? The more confident you feel about your multitasking skills, the worse you probably are at it. It's not just inefficient, it's also stressful. Your prefrontal cortex, aka the command center of your brain, gets overwhelmed. Attention becomes scattershot. Your memory gets patchy. And suddenly, you've been staring at an open email draft for 19 minutes without typing a word. Want to be actually productive? Try monotasking. It's like multitasking's boring but highly effective cousin. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done without melting your brain. Because if your brain were a computer, multitasking is the equivalent of opening 73 tabs and wondering why everything crashes. Number 3, fake it till you make it. This advice has been handed out more times than expired candy on Halloween. The premise? Pretend to be confident, skilled, or qualified long enough, and eventually, reality will catch up. It sounds empowering. It feels like a life hack. But let's be honest, sometimes fake it till you make it is just code for gaslight yourself into imposter syndrome. Research shows that acting confident can help a little, especially in social situations. But it doesn't replace actual competence. If you walk into a high-stakes scenario, like a job interview, a date, or brain surgery, with nothing but pretend confidence, there's a limit to how far that bluff will take you. Even worse, it can backfire. People can sense when you're faking. Your voice cracks. Your eye twitches. You try to use a word like synergy and pronounce it like synergy. Instead of faking, try practicing. Building real skill makes your brain feel safe. And when your brain feels safe, you radiate natural confidence instead of panicked overacting. Basically, it's the difference between learning to swim and just confidently thrashing around. Only one of those ends well. Number 2, the confidence mirror pep talk. Ever tried yelling "I'm amazing" into a mirror while half your brain is whispering, "No, you're not"? Yeah. That's because saying things you don't actually believe out loud can make your brain throw a logic error. The psychology behind affirmations is tricky. For people who already have decent self-esteem, repeating positive statements can give a slight motivational nudge. But for everyone else, especially if you're feeling like a burnt-out sock, affirmations can actually make you feel worse. Why? Because your brain's not dumb. It hears, "I am successful," then glances at your half-eaten cereal dinner and goes, "Oh, we lying now?" The internal dissonance makes you focus more on the gap between where you are and where you want to be. So instead of becoming your own hype man, you become your own heckler. If you want results, skip the cheesy mirror monologue and try self-compassion instead. It's way less delusional and doesn't involve arguing with your reflection like a motivational golem. Number 1, power, posing yourself into a better life. Yes, the old stand like Wonder Woman in the mirror, and your life will magically fix itself routine. Popularized by TED Talks and productivity bros everywhere, the idea behind power posing is that if you stand in a dominant position, chest out, hands on hips, chin up, you'll feel more confident and even perform better under pressure. Sounds empowering, right? Almost like you can skip therapy, just strike a pose, and boom, promotion achieved. But here's the scientific mood killer. The original studies that launched this whole trend were shaky at best. When independent researchers tried to replicate the results, they mostly found nothing. Confidence didn't improve, hormone levels didn't shift, performance didn't skyrocket. Basically, you just looked like someone who lost their keys, but is trying to pretend they didn't. And here's the kicker. If you believe power posing works, you might feel a tiny placebo bump. But that's not the pose doing the work. That's just your brain throwing glitter on a lie and calling it personal growth. So unless you're in a Marvel movie or dramatically confronting your life in the mirror, maybe skip the superhero stance. Your boss won't be impressed, and your cortisol definitely doesn't care.